Hi, everyone. We are here interviewing one of our new favorite people, Denise Hillis. Are you from Australia or New Zealand? You live in Australia. Are you a Kiwi?
Queensland, Queensland, Australia. Yep.
Awesome. And Denise is one of our newest diamonds in our business, which is a huge accomplishment. And she's 83, but I remember meeting you on our trip down there, and both my wife and I were like, we love her. Got the most amazing attitude, and really network marketing is kind of a um, test on your attitude with a paycheck attached, you know. So would love to hear what caught your attention about Vidafy. What was your why? Like, you guys have been pre-launch. It's a little bit more work to build the business down there. What made you go like, we're doing it? And kind of what's maybe some insights you might have for people.
Yeah, well, first, when I first saw the video, the 3-minute technology video, um, I was blown away. I'm not a technical or scientific person in any way, but I saw that and it made sense. And it's done in such a way that the average person can understand it. And I thought this is going to be an amazing product because of the inflammation issue. And I knew everyone had inflammation, including myself. I was looking for something to use for the arthritis in my hands. And my daughter told me about it from New Zealand. And I thought, yes, I'm jumping on board this. I've got friends that need it, family that need it. So it was a no-brainer basically for me. So I started to learn as much as I could, and I started sharing with everyone I could think of. And because I was so passionate about getting people on it and seeing results for them as well as myself, it just names seemed to pop into my head that I hadn't thought of for years. So I sort of opened up 100% to it. That's what the difference was. I didn't go in and think, oh, I'll try it and I'll wait and see if I get a result, and then I might tell one or two. I just jumped in both feet and thought, yes, I'm not finished yet at my age. There's still something for me to do. There's still a mission to accomplish. And I absolutely knew it was great, knew the company was great. I read up. And so there's nothing to sort of stop me going full steam ahead. Took me 4 weeks to get my own pack, and I didn't have a product to try, but I had actually got to, I think senior was heading to master by the time I got the product, because I was passionate about sharing it. And I thought, if I don't tell people, who will?
Yeah. So you were telling people for their own benefit, not necessarily for yours.
Yes, definitely, definitely. And I saw that
I think
was the
that's a
point. The
subtle thing
whole
that people miss. Then when they pull back, well, I'm not sure I want to tell it. There's like, well, you're typically because you're like feel this weird thing like I'm trying to profit off of the
Mm,
relationship instead of like I'm going to give you something amazing because who need it, and if you
yeah.
don't want it,
Well, I actually totally believed everybody needed it. And I thought,
yeah.
well, this is a gift being given to me at this age in my life. And as I said, if I don't tell them, who will? They might never find out, and they might be stuck with some of those ailments or whatever forever. So, and I just want people to me. It wasn't like, oh, what do they think of me doing this? It was just a beautiful gift to share. If they took it, great. If they didn't, I just moved on.
Yeah, that's a huge perspective. So how did you kind of like transition from just telling people about the product to also talking to people about the business?
Well, first of all, it was getting them a bottle to try. And Rebecca, luckily, my daughter had some. She sent it around. I gifted it to a lot of the family first and some very close friends. So they got it. But I made sure, and she made sure, that they knew it was something very valuable. That wasn't just, I think the important thing is to put a real value on it. And when you're handing it to somebody, you say, this is a very precious gift I'm giving you. Because if you don't put value on it, they
Yeah.
just think, oh, well, yeah, it can sit there, and they don't bother trying, which did happen with my girlfriend. And I rang her and reminded her that she had a very sick daughter that I'd gifted a bottle to as well. And I said, if you don't try her on this, you're not looking after her properly. I really called her to
You're
action
not
on
pulling
it.
any punches.
No, and she said to her daughter, my best friend Denise has gifted this to you. I want you to try it. So the daughter felt compelled to take it, and she got in amazing results quite quickly. So, what I was doing, I had my belief behind it. I had the company company, I had the product. I loved the technology of it. So I had all that behind me. So I didn't need the product so much to share around as my belief. People actually believed me. So, and that's my thing. If you totally believe in something that you're doing, you don't apologize. You don't pull back. There's no holds barred, really. So
Yeah.
that's the way I went, and I did it really quickly because I realized with both the product and the business, if you don't move quickly, you'll be just sitting there weeks, months later with nothing happening. Everything goes cold. So a good idea has to be moved on quickly, and you need to get the product to people quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Get sort of a sense of urgency behind it.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, yep. And put a
Absolutely.
value on it, a great value on it that, you know, this is something we've never seen before. Uh,
Mhm.
it's brand new. It's fantastic technology. Just try it and see how you go.
Awesome.
Without mentioning disease conditions, what are some of your favorite things you're seeing the product do for people?
Definitely, brain fog's a great one, and that sometimes can take a bit longer, but pain often goes quite quickly. People mention that that after a couple of days, a few days, the pain levels drop. Energy, more energy, definitely. That's one that I see all the time. Sleeping better, that's another one. So those things, and we're not making claims or claiming to cure or heal, but we are saying if your body can work and get the inflammation down, it can then start healing and repairing things that it didn't have a chance to do while it was blocked. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think people understand that in the simplest terms. If you keep it really simple and don't say too much, that's much better than giving them
perfect.
overload.
That's like
Mm,
textbook because those are the benefits people are actually looking for. No matter
mm,
what technical disease condition they may have, they just want to feel better. I want more energy, I want less pain, better sleep,
mm,
more
mm,
energy. It's simple,
mm.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
that will
right.
change someone's life because then if they have that, then they can go do what their really life's calling is. You know, they have more life in their body.
I
Oh,
have a
definitely.
question. When did you start sharing about the drops?
As
Like,
soon as I heard it, virtually straight away, straight
Do you
away.
remember your enrollment date?
15th of March, and I didn't get my product till I think it was the 14th of April, and I
Yeah.
didn't have a bottle to even try, but I absolutely believed in the technology and the results that people would get if their inflammation went down. I thought for sure people would start to feel some good things happening or lessening of pain or a bit more energy or something. I just, because of exactly what the product was, and how quickly it went into the bloodstream as against the other things that, you know, they may have been using that went into the gut and were sort of washed away quickly. So I'd sort of understood the technology of it staying in your body for 24 hours, reducing inflammation so that the body could then start and do what it was meant to do. So I understood all that. And it's so simple to understand, you know, to
yeah,
me,
love it.
just to
So
me,
in
it was.
6 months, you've basically, I mean, impacted untold lives.
Yeah,
And have
I
you
think
had
so.
fun doing it?
Oh yeah, I have. Mind you, there's been some stressful moments and
Yeah.
dealing with some difficult people. And I find sometimes the people that ask you for a million questions and you go back and get this and you get that for them, something else. They're
Mhm.
really, in a way, they're not thinking about helping other people. I don't know if they're sort of stalling for themselves or they have to be that overloaded with information before they share. But I just had those basic things, a couple of testimonials and those videos to go on. That was enough for me. I didn't want to overload myself or anyone
Mhm.
else. So,
Yeah.
yes, just telling them about it, what it could do. And because I felt so excited, I think I got other people excited.
So the people who are kind of high maintenance, ask a million questions, are those the people who actually help build a business, or is it the people who kind of have a gut feeling?
Not at all. It's the ones you talk to, and they first of all think of, oh, my mum's got this, or my grandmother, or my sister, or someone's children. They think of them and they really want to help. They've always wanted to help, but felt helpless. And finally, they have, if you like, a tool in their hand that they can offer. And there's no guarantees, but it's that hope. You're giving people hope back. So that's how I saw it. I could offer hope And if people took me up on it, great. And if they didn't, they weren't in the right space, I guess, or the timing was wrong. So that's, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'll put you on the spot a little bit. Do you have kind of a favorite moment that you've had since being involved with this company or involved with this product, or a favorite sort of testimony? Anything along those lines?
Yeah, I do have. And one of the things I love is when somebody that I've talked to, they've joined the business, they've got results themselves, but the penny hasn't quite dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And seen it with a couple of people. One girl up here particularly that came in quite early into the business, she was getting really good results. I was working with her, just nurturing her along, if you like, not pressuring in any way. And she got a friend involved who just went really crazy quite quickly after months and months. And for some reason, this girl suddenly, my friend just got it. It clicked. And you should have seen her go. She ranked up 3 levels from, she'd been got Rapid Pro. She ranked up 3 levels in about 2 weeks, from senior to master to premier. She's now at premier. We're getting her to elite this month. And she's taking all my bottles, waiting for her to come.
Love it.
And she's giving them out left, right, and centre. And she just turned the corner, because I think she had some blocks and some fears, and we worked a little bit with those. But I went at her pace, not mine. And I think the secret is, if you go at the other, if you know something about them, you learn about them, and you know how you can help, when to not help, and be very sensitive to them. And then when they finally get it and click, can be doing all the right things, but nothing really much is happening. They'll move up a rank and they'll slip back, because they haven't sort of picked up the whole, if you like, the whole big picture of it, and what's required of them as they're moving up the ranks, like to start caring for people, start guiding and nurturing them, I guess. So it's important to grow with this business. And, and I'm still growing. At this age, and it's fantastic. I love growing, I love learning, I love becoming a better me, and this is the opportunity for that. There is an incredible amount of personal growth in this, but you need to see the challenge for what it is and work out a way to overcome it. And once you're through it, you have grown spiritually as well. So that's how
so true.
affected me. Yeah.
Love it.
You said that your favorite thing to do in the business is to help kind of like cast the vision or help them to reach their dream. Can you tell us just a little bit about how you do that?
Yeah, well, if it's somebody I haven't met before and don't know, but I know they're in the business in someone's group that's in my group, I'll have a little chat with them, find out a little bit about them, just not being nosy, but just, friendly, interested type thing. And then, we talk about, I'll ask them why they got in, why they joined Vidafy, why they're taking the product, that type of thing. So I'll get the idea then, and I can work from that then. And then I can start to say something to them like, if this business really worked for you, you got great results with your health, and you started to earn some money, and that may not be the reason you got in. But if that happened, what would you do? What would you do with it? And I asked them, and I did that with a young girl, and she said, oh, God, me and my partner in their 20s, we want our own house and we want to design our own home. And then we want to travel. And I said, oh, where would you travel? And she said, oh, we want to go to Italy. And I said, oh, I love Italy. I've been to Italy. It's the most beautiful town. So you're joining in with their vision with them and, getting them to expand on it. And that young girl, we had her around home here with a couple of girls that are in it. She just walked out on a real high, because it was more than just, it wasn't say, sign here, sign you up. I never say sign people up. It's not a term I use. It's sort of insulting. It's not respectful. My thing is, let's get you your own pack. And by your own pack, I'm including them in the group of us, and we'll look after you type of attitude, rather than, oh God, how do I sign this person up, or how do I get them to get their pack? And it's not about that. You're doing this for them. It's not about you. That really it. Yeah.
I have one more question for you, and then I don't know if Stephen has more, but now that you've reached this rank, how are you celebrating, or what do you have as a vision for yourself moving forward?
I suppose it hasn't. It has sunk in, but it hasn't, because
Well, it's only been a few days.
it's not like I've reached a plateau. It's like there's another ladder there. And Rebecca said to me the other day, and she's my enroller, as you know, my daughter. And she said to me the other day, just after, she said, "Well, what date do you want to go double diamond?" And I thought, "Oh, okay," to think about it. And I
Love
said,
it.
"Oh, the end of November." And she said, "Oh, okay." So, but it's not about getting to double diamond. It's because I've been able to, in my own way, with my own skills and talents, and I've made every mistake in the book. Don't worry about, with the technical side, but it's about helping more people, and it's about getting the people in the team already up to the level where they feel a joy in the business. They feel they're making a difference, not this stress and strain and how will I get this person signed up, but a joy in, gee, look at how many people I've helped. It feels so good. So it's the feeling yourself that you've got a mission, you're contributing still, no matter what age you are, whether you're a 19-year-old or you're an 83-year-old or a 90-year-old. And I said to Rebecca, "Well, what you want me to do? I have to live to be 120.
Love it.
And she
So
laughed,
here's a question for you. You're very much focused on other people, but if I asked you, how has your life benefited from more income? Like,
Ah,
what are you able to do that you couldn't do before this came to you? Because that's important, you know?
yeah, it is important. It is important. And I'm not a goody that just wants to help other people and not get anything out of it. I believe this business is, I love paying it forward, but also the benefits I've had have been able to have Rebecca come down, and we went around Melbourne and did all the tour with you in New Zealand, pay all the
That was
airfares,
so
pay the
fun.
Ubers, have meals out, buy things for my great grandchild, travel as much travel as I can fit in before before I can't do it anymore.
Awesome.
So visiting family, we're going down at Christmas in Melbourne for my brother's 80th, and then I'll be able to tack on going to Warrnambool, which is about 3.5 hours away, and stay with family there. So just family for me, and being able to do things for my family, and if I feel like it, to buy a pack for somebody that I know would really benefit, but is absolutely, they can't do it, and give a few free bottles here and there where really needed. So, and having the money to do and just, it's like getting the gift of the money, but then giving the gift back out again by catching up with family or giving bottles or occasionally buying a pack for somebody and saying, "Look, pay it forward. I don't want it back. I want you to pay it forward." So you're teaching them what this
Yeah.
is about, actually.
That's
Love it.
amazing. Wow,
Love
you
it.
are such an inspiration, Denise. We loved meeting you. Oh,
I do
sorry.
have one thing, because a lot of times people, if they have real simple clarity, it helps them.
Mhm.
Like, if you're reaching out, like you're like, oh, so and so really needs this. Um, you know, how are you reaching out to them? Kind of how's that conversation and interaction look?
Well, it's basically when I speak to people, just saying, "Have you heard of curcumin or turmeric?" And everybody usually says something like, "Yeah, I take turmeric and I do it this way with the black pepper or whatever." Or they say, what a lot of people say, "Oh, I've heard of curcumin. I think I should be taking it, but I'm not." And the funny thing, I've
Yeah.
never taken turmeric or curcumin in my
And
life before this, but I vaguely knew about it. And then when I saw it in this form, I thought, that's perfect for me, because what I'd ever heard before about it didn't appeal to me, didn't get through to me, but this got through. And I think that's the secret. If you tell someone and you know straight away whether it gets through, because my best friends, when I told them about it, and I was pretty excited, and they said, "Oh yeah, there's so many of those in the chemist," completely deflated and flattened me. It could have, but it didn't. And I thought, "You've got
oh,
no idea." You've got no
so you
idea.
were
So,
bulletproof. Yeah.
mind you,
So
they're in the
yeah.
business now.
I love it. I love
There
it.
you
Yeah,
go.
'Cause a lot of people don't handle that initial, like, people raining on the parade, but you're like, I recognize that about you right off the bat. You're
Mhm.
like, "I'm not asking anybody's, opinion on this. I know what I'm doing." Love
Well, I was told, don't contact people in other businesses, because they might lose their position in that business. And I thought, well, to me, everybody needs the product, and if I don't tell them, who will? Oh, they'll miss out, and it's not in competition with any other product. So it was clear sailing for me. Just go and do it. So there was no obstacles in my way. People put objections there, but I brushed them aside. So because of my belief and my mission, if you like, I felt, yes, I have to do this, and come out of doing virtually nothing in retirement, just doing what you want to be, and quite busy now, but getting a real joy out of seeing it click with people finally, and seeing people rank up. And honestly, the personal growth that's happening in some of the trainings we're doing here is just incredible to watch.
Wonderful.
Really
Love it.
incredible. It's
Love it,
beautiful.
love it.
Yeah.
Well, we're super proud of you. Excited to see you hit double diamond too.
Yes,
Totally can see that very easily.
absolutely. You are
Especially when product
totally,
really starts flowing in Australia, New Zealand.
yeah,
Like, watch out.
This
Yeah.
month is going to be amazing. Just I
Yeah.
feel that, really feel in my gut. This month's going to be amazing here. Most people have got their product. There's still a couple complaining and whinging, but they're not looking at what the big picture is after. When we turn around and say, "Oh, remember way back in August, September, when we had those, all the shipping, waiting for our product and everything." I say, yeah, it'll be brushed aside, because this is the picture's much bigger than, I haven't got my pack yet.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, you'll be sitting on some beautiful vacation that Vidafy is paying for, chatting about these days.
Well,
Yeah.
Denise, you're
Yeah,
such an
that's right.
inspiration. And it's not just because you're an age that some people just are like done, and they're not feeling like they're contributing, or they're not wanting to work anymore, anything like that. You're an inspiration because of who you are, and who you are has been shining through this business. It's benefited your team. It's benefited all of us who've gotten to meet you. You're just a beautiful person inside and out. And so we just feel very honored to know you, and it's our pleasure to just recognize this accomplishment that you've made, and we know that it's just the beginning for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife,
Well,
after our trip to Australia, New Zealand, she's like, I love all those people. We have to go back.
yeah, we're a different breed, aren't we? Like Australians and New Zealanders, let's say, jump in with both feet more. And they sort of forge ahead and say, well, we don't care what the obstacles are. We're still going to be telling people. And I think that's a great attitude, because so many people, they get a block in front of them. Oh, I can't do this. I'll give up, But the block is there to make you grow mentally, emotionally, and particularly spiritually, so that you can actually start to really help people move through their blocks. So it's about personal growth as much, I think, as anything else when you
So
think about it.
true. It's so true.
Awesome. Well, that's it. I think we appreciate you
Yeah, we
giving of
appreciate
your
you so
time
much.
today and
Thank
sharing some of
you.
the insights. I know a lot of people in my group are really it's gonna fire them up. They'll be like, okay, game
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I love
Get
it.
those
Yeah.
obstacles out of the way. Get those obstacles out
Yeah.
of your
Just go. Yeah.
Keep sharing
Yeah.
those nuggets with us, Denise. We need them all.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Perfect.
Lovely to see you again, guys. And
Lovely
see
to
you
see
Thank you so much.
See you
Bye bye.
soon. Okay. Bye.